Hi, thanks for joining me on Wilderness with Amani. I'm out at the McCarran Ranch trailhead to fish the Truckee River. And I was out right upstream on the other end of this at the Mustang Bridge a week ago fishing for Wilderness with Amani Patreon. I didn't get anything. And the water was a little stained, but the weather's been a lot more stable. So I'm hoping that the water's clear today. Because it's low flow, but I can do low flow. I got moves for low flow. So, and I'm wearing these waders today. I don't know if I'm gonna hike the 2 miles to the bridge in the middle that you see in a lot of my clips on the River Fishing playlist. But I want to see how these waders do, because basically they're rubber boots. I don't know how hiking in these will be. I fished a little bit of them at the East Mustang Bridge last week, but I didn't really hike very far. So, and I never really went in the water below the boots, which tells me I might just need to buy some really high boots at some point. But these work better for me because I don't really wade out into the river much. I only need to get a little bit farther so I can reach whatever desirable water there is. And all these times I'm fishing without waders, I miss a lot of opportunities. And those of you who fish rivers a lot know you might only get one good opportunity, so missing opportunities isn't something I want to do. But these suit the way I'm fishing. I don't like stuffing all of my layers into my waders when it's really cold. I can pretty much just move freely with these things, and I can maneuver. These are good for action, so I'm ready to go. But we're gonna go down, we're gonna see if we can't pick up some browns or some rainbows today. It feels good. It's around 30 degrees. It's already 9:30 in the morning, so it's not too cold. I'm hoping I can fish without gloves. There's a couple snowflakes coming down, but I don't think there's gonna be any significant weather. So let's go down and see what we can do. I don't know if I'm going all the way to the bridge today. If I can pick up a fish or two early, I won't go to the bridge, but the bridge is my Alamo. If I have trouble going, I will go to the bridge. I will go beyond the bridge. I will go down that way. I'll go everywhere I gotta go, because I gotta exercise a skunk demon from last week. Now, I ran into one of my loyal viewers named Lucas, and he looked like he knew what he was doing. And he didn't get anything either in that stained water, so I didn't feel so bad. When you're fishing artificial lures with no scent, if the fish can't see it, you're not gonna catch a fish. So all I want is clear water, so let's go see what we got. And my hands are a little cold, but as long as they're not getting numb, I'm not too concerned. And it's supposed to get up to 40 today, so 40's warm compared to what it's been. I've been fishing in highs of 31 and stuff, so this is better. There's a lot of good water on the other side, but that's private property above. The river, you can go up to the high water mark legally, and it's not private property. But when I was fishing for Patreon here last time, and I got a couple of really nice fish, I tried to go to the other side there and come across the bottom, but I got stuck in a sea of like 5-foot high tumbleweed bushes, and it was ugly. I turned around and basically I quit. When the going got tough, I quit. And the flow is way down. All that water's locked up in ice and snow right now. So I'm gonna have to do a lot of pitch casting, soft tossing, a lot of different stuff to see if I can't get some fish to come out and bite. Like last time, I got a good brown early by seeing water close like this and just doing a little pitch toss like that and skipping it out, and he came right out and grabbed it. So on days like today, you got to hit whatever opportunities you can. You can't pass anything up because the water is way down. So we got to fish it like every inch counts. I just lost a little one. It was probably like 12 inches. I saw him flash. It was a little brown. When you're fishing jigs, the little fish have a much harder time staying on the hook. Just because they don't have the weight to deal with this lead head. So much for fishing without gloves. It's cold, man. I thought it was gonna give you warmer than this, but it's not. My body's warm. Holding my frozen steel handle net is kind of a challenge too. Good. Get out of there. This is where I talk about accuracy in casting. That's not that big. I pitch casted to get this guy. Got him. He's not that big. Here he is. It's a good brown. It's not huge, but it's a good fish. Let's get him in a couple of years. Get that fish. I had to pitch cast because I was fishing this little area. I snuck up around the bushes. And in my fishing tips playlist, I have a very beginner clip for pitch casting, using a casting with a spinning reel in general, but I talk about pitch casting. And you get the pendulum going, and I just swam up, I walked up, I tossed it right to that rock, and you gotta be accurate. You can practice this in your living room. And he was in this little area between these boulders. I can't make a full cast to get that fish. That's why I like jigs. They're so diverse in what you can do when you're faced with a situation like this, where you have to get super precision in between the boulders to fish the water flowing through. You can do it if you got a jig. And I advise everybody that's new to fishing, learn to pitch cast. You don't want to squander any chances in tough fishing situations, because that one chance you squander could be a big fish. I've spent enough time in that little area close to the trailhead. I saw a couple small fish, and then I hooked that nice brown. But now I'm gonna take the trail up and around. I'm gonna bypass a lot of the river that isn't so great, and it's really hard to get through the brush and stuff. You gotta, if you've never come out here, you kinda gotta trust the trail, at least in the beginning, because there's big ponds that you can't get around, and you'll find yourself doing some major backtracking. To give you a little idea what I'm talking about, see that pond? It gets marshy over there, and it goes all the way down there and around the bend. The river's over there, and then there's more ponds down there. So you just gotta kind of navigate your way through it. That horse right there just scared the crap out of me. It was right on the trail. And apparently there's the entire herd, and they don't like me being here. I don't like being near them. We're all on the same page. So hopefully they just let me squeak by. See, I don't want to walk behind that horse, because that horse could buck me right there. And I talked to some guys whose dog got kicked out here. I don't want to get kicked. And that horse doesn't look like it wants to move. So I'm gonna go through these bushes. Give them as much room as they feel they need. I don't want any problems, man. Something good going. I gotta get him upstream though. Gotta get him out of those boulders. I caught him way up there. Something's going on with my rod. Not sure what. My line's caught up on my rod somehow. There we go. Come on, buddy. This fish is fighting. And I'm just going boulder to boulder out here. This fish is fighting. It's a big fish, whatever it is. Oh, he came off. He came off. Darn it. Darn it. That was a good fish, man. I hooked him out in the middle of those boulders. I'm swimming my stuff through and he nailed it, and that was a wrap on that one. Shucks. That was a good fish. I saw him too, he was right there. And he was swimming me into those boulders down there. I gotta check my line. My lines got really rough. Something was going on with my reel where the line wasn't stripping properly. I gotta look at this. Something's going on. But what I did there is I just threw it out, and it's not very deep, and I'm just doing a fast swim through the middle of these boulders, and I'm swimming it. And on that particular fish, I cast it on the other side of that boulder right there, and he was right in that middle area. But that was a good fish, man. I'm sorry I lost that fish, boy. Fishing this boulder pattern for me takes a certain amount of discipline, because just because I can make the shot, I have the accuracy, I gotta be sure I can get the fish out of the boulders. Like, I want to fish and I can make the shot in that nice piece of water in the circle of those boulders over there, and it's a real good shot to take. But if I hook something, the odds of me being able to get the thing out of there are so low. To lose a fish, you gotta hook a fish doesn't even apply. Oh, there we go. Oh, no, it was a snag. It was a snag. In this low flow, and I'm really working the bottom. You're gonna come up with a lot of sticks and crap. I'm tying on a new jig, and it's already falling apart. That's not ideal. I'm gonna skip a bunch of river. I'm just powering down the trail right now to get around these ponds over there so I can get closer to the bridge. Got something hard fighting, but it's not very big. That I know for sure. I think it's a small rainbow. Tighten my drag a little bit. Try to keep the tension on him. And that's brown. And these waders are coming in handy. All right. Somebody call the taxidermist. This definitely doesn't make up for that fish I lost. There he's in the net. Let me get my hand wet. Show him to you. There he is, a little brown. And I'm just up above the bridge, and I'm fishing boulder to boulder, and I'm trying to pull fish out of these little boulder sections. And I mean, there's fish in here. It's not very deep, but you know, this is just like where I lost that big one earlier. There's big fish in these boulders, and kind of the advantage is when you're fishing and you're swimming it past these boulders, sometimes you get them in an ambush point and they don't see it. They just see something swim by really quick and they make a hit, and that's what I'm going for. I'm going for that ambush. I'm gonna wrap it up. It's only like 2:30, but I'm just tired of battling, trying to swim my jig through rocks and stuff. The flow's down. You know, maybe I could get something, maybe I couldn't. Clearly I lost the biggest fish of the day. That fish I lost was really nice. But you're not gonna like get everything into the net. It just came off. It didn't jump or anything. It just came loose. You know, these barbless jigs, they just come in lodge sometimes. I'm gonna wrap up this day on the Truckee out in Nevada. I'm just really tired. Yesterday wiped me out snowshoeing around Lake Almanor. And I told my Patreon subscribers I might come back on Wednesday to Lake Almanor with my boat, but unless I find a lamp on the ground and rub it and a magic genie comes out that's gonna grant me the wish of putting my boat, my motor, and all my stuff in my car when I get home, I don't think that's gonna happen. I think Almanor's gonna have to wait. Because I don't think I have the energy to do that. I think tomorrow I'm gonna drive up and go look and see what the ice situation looks like on Boca. I'll bring my fishing rod, and then maybe I'll do some fishing in the river or something. I'm not sure. But I hope you had a good time out here. I had fun today. It was a good time. It's just I got a 40-minute hike back to the car now. But these hip waders work great. I was a little skeptical about the rubber boot part of it, but they have studs in them, so they really do a lot better on the rocks than I thought they would. And they're not slippery at all. They don't have the best support for these longer hikes, but you know, I've dealt with worse. So thank you for joining me on Wilderness with Amani. Until next time.